First question comes from Christian Miller, and they write, do you think Disney/Lucasfilm will ever make an anthology set in the prequel era? Thanks, love the show. Well, I mean, a prequel can mean a lot. By prequel, do you mean Old Republic? But I'm going to assume you mean in the era of Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Look, there are two different answers. There are two separate answers to that, but they're both the same. No, I don't want them to do it. But no, I don't think they're going to do it. I think you saw in The Force Awakens a decided, direct effort to not really reference prequel era stuff. I mean, that was basically the thing. A lot of references to the original trilogy and things like that, but really not a lot. I think, look, the prequels are canon. That era is canon. It absolutely is. But I think for a while, at least a little while, you're going to see them want to stay away from making direct references or have another movie in that time period. So honestly, me personally, I think the answer to that question is no. What do you think, Mark?
They referenced the prequels in the first line of The Force Awakens.
That's right, they did.
And then
this will begin to make things right.
And then they also did the Clone Trooper line. But look, other than that, I don't think you're going to see one if you're going as strict as, okay, this is from the first time we met 8-year-old Anakin to when Anakin becomes Darth Vader. I don't think you're going to see anything in that time frame. Immediately after Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and you could do like the novelization or the film version of the novel Lords of the Sith, something on that order,
right?
Or a younger but not as young as prequel era Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that could be an interesting film as well. So I think that they will venture even before Rogue One, even before that time period, because you still have about 20, 25 years to play with after the prequels technically ended. I think they'll go back to that time at some point, and they kind of have to, because it's the era that Han Solo was coming up in. It's a little bit after the prequels, but it's still that time period in between the end of Revenge of the Sith and before even Rogue One starts. I think you'll see more of those kind of movies.
See, I agree with you completely. There's a big gaping hole right there. There's a big gaping
That's what she said.
There's a big gaping time period there between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope that I would not consider prequel era that you could do. There's a lot of stuff you could tell there. I think you're absolutely right about that. Schnepp,
I think they've already announced two of them. They've got Han Solo and they've got Boba Fett, and both of those happen in between Star Wars, the prequels, and The New Hope. Also, I mean, it's not called an anthology. Get your stuff right. It's Star Wars story. A Star Wars story.
I've got to believe they're going to change it back to anthology.
It's a very special Star Wars story.
Anthology sounds like a record collection to me. I think it's a cooler name than Star Wars story. So when I hear anthology, I start thinking about like Todd Rundgren's greatest hit.
Ellis, you have to have gone to college and studied, how to get smart to use the word anthology.
Did you just say you have to go to school and study how to get smart?
How to get smart.
Was that your major?
Exactly what I said. How to get
Were you
smart.
like a TA in that class?
I was not even a TA. I was saying, let me sit in the back.
Or were you getting high and watching the show?
I wore a thing, like a weird kind of white cap, and was facing the wall most of the time.
That doesn't sound good either.
I was proud of that. Anthology is just the right terminology. A Star Wars story is like what you're reading to a kid at bedtime.
Yeah.
I can't get over it.
We want to know more about the meetings you attended.
Hey, look, these meetings are high-end, high-grade meetings. And I'm not going to get into any more of it.
Yeah.
I want to see KOTOR. That's what I stand by that.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.